Fit like Peterhead Young Scots for Independence YSI contingent. I'm David Burkett, the convener of SNP Peterhead. Now you may recognise my name from emails you've been ignoring. Now I say that in jest obviously, but there is a serious point behind it. We have 219 members in SNP Peterhead. Now as I go through this video I'll often refer to members and activists. For the sake of clarity, members are people who are in the party but otherwise inactive. Activists are those who attend branch meetings and get involved with other branch and campaign activities. Now, 18 of you guys qualify for YSI, but sadly, only one of you is an activist. Now that one activist is our amazing youth officer Luke Buchan. And great though he is and as much effort as he puts in, he canna mark up for the remaining 17 of you just nae engaging with us. I'm going to be honest, up to now, I dinna blame you. Getting involved means attending local branch meetings, which are not very exciting events. They are necessary, but they are boring, and quite often people will attend one and never come back to another. But as a member-led organisation, the branch meetings are where campaigns are planned, candidates for elections get selected, conference resolutions are discussed and debated, party policy is formed, and our independent future is being mapped out. This is important, and though it sounds super exciting, as many people have found out, the work of actually doing it really isn't. And as you'll also know, Peterhead and the surrounding area is near the most cosmopolitan of places either. Of our 219 members, one is LGBT, one is BAME, none of these are active either. Most of our activists are middle-aged and older, and based on the limited data that we have, all are straight, all are definitely white, and if we stripped away our common desire for Scottish independence, most of our activists would be considered socially conservative. Obviously, this leads to a disconnect between the forward-looking progressive policies of the party when set against the local picture. And this came to a bit of a head recently at our branch meeting when one of the attendees raised a point about transphobia in the party. The member, who's a similar age to me and kinda like me is a pragmatic progressive, asked if we could be more vocal as a branch in this area. And that sounds entirely reasonable. You'd expect activists from a progressive party like the SNP to be right behind it. But the member's plea was met with silence, and then, sadly, opposition. Now I can't help but feeling that if more of our YSI contingent were involved in that meeting, this would have been a different conversation and our branch would be pulling in a different direction. We want you to be more involved, and to that end, we're going to be putting in place reforms to our branch meetings to make them more interesting and engaging. We aim to make them a stimulating, enjoyable, education and maybe even entertaining experience. We are doing this because we believe there is a desire to move forward. We want to make progress. We want to be a modern, progressive branch and at least join, if not lead the charge for modern, progressive values and acceptance in society. And these values are most prominent in the young. But sadly, all of this effort will be for nothing if you don't join in the process. If you continue to sit it out, then the tone in SNP Peterhead will continue to be dictated to us all by middle to old-aged social conservatives. As the convener of the branch, my role in these discussions is rather like that of a referee, and I have to promote what the majority of participants want. In this instance, though, I was personally saddened that the desire for modern, progressive, accepting values, along with a desire to challenge an outdated and skewed view of the trans community, wasn't present at our meeting, I had to accept it. So I find myself in a catch-22 situation here. Young progressive members may not be willing to engage with a branch not seen as a progressive one, and that is understood. But if young progressive members don't get involved with the branch, then it will never even have a chance to be seen in that light. We believe there is a desire for modern, progressive, accepting ideas in our branch membership. We believe that desire is strongest within you, our contingent of younger members. But when that young progressive voice, your voice, isn't even taking part in the conversation, well, you've heard what happens. We believe we can do it. We believe we can change this conversation. But the few progressive activists that we have can't do it on our own. We can't do it without you. Currently, the few progressive voices active in our branch are being drowned out by a socially conservative majority, and we need your support. I'm not going to pretend it will be easy. It will likely be tough, frustrating, and at times annoying. It's also not going to happen overnight. But if you don't help us, I can guarantee one thing. I can guarantee that it won't happen at all. And middle to old age social conservatives will keep laying the groundwork for your future. And if you continue your current lack of engagement, you're just letting it happen. We're shortly going to be running a Zoom event with our very own Karen Adam MSP, where we will discuss the importance of young and progressive voices and opinions getting involved. We want to know what you want out of your membership, why you've not made the step from member to activist, what we need to change to get you involved. If you'd like to attend that event or hear more about how you can help us to help you, our contact details are at the end of this video. Please get in touch. Thanks for listening. Cheers.